session with Mr. Clarence Chee to understand the market, the fundamentals and the technical aspects. So perhaps Clarence can give us some tips of how many percent should we focus on using the fundamental and using the technical aspect to analyze the market and to make certain decision for our better precision to entry and exit.
Okay, it all depends on your what kind of trading time frame are you looking at. So if you are a scalper, then you basically base purely on technical, because fundamental will have no impact on you. Because you in, then you out maybe 30 minutes later. So during these 30 minutes, what can fundamental do to your trade? Nothing, right? No, if you are intraday, then you need to watch out for that particular day whether are there important news to be released. So you can always go to forexfactory.com, check the news. For example, if you are trading euro dollar, then you want to see whether is there any economic data to be released on that day from the eurozone. Like for example the PMI, the other economic data. But the main thing is central bank, ECB interest rate announcement. So all this does can impact even your intraday trade. So intraday trade means what? You may open around say 3 p.m. European session and then close around maybe early US session, 8:30, 9 p.m. that kind of thing. But in between there are news release that can impact your trade. Okay. For swing, yes, swing basically you look at the medium term fundamental. Okay, because nowadays got short term fundamental and medium term fundamental. Especially if you trade stock index, you find that fundamental does disrupt whatever technical analysis you have done. For example, suddenly there was, I think 2 weeks ago, the US stock market was moving up. So the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100 all moving up, and then suddenly, Joe Biden announced that he is going to increase the capital gain tax. The moment he announced that, all the stock index all started to crash down. So this is what we mean that fundamental does impact your trades. So you just need to be very careful. Is there any announcement? So sometimes you may know that if there is a scheduled announcement, so you may want to close your trade before the announcement. If your trade is profitable, just close it. So these are some of the things you need to be aware. Because fundamental means economic data, any scheduled announcement by important people can disrupt your trade. It can disrupt your trade.
Sure, understood. So take note, depending what is your time frame for trading, right? And especially if you're trading like stocks or indexes that is like very, very fundamental driven and very, very sensitive to the fundamental economic news by the various country leaders. Right?
Okay, let me give you an example. For example, okay, I know you guys, most of you guys may not be trading Singapore stocks, but I just take Singapore stock market as an example to illustrate. Over the weekend, because the COVID-19 resurgence is back in Singapore, so everybody is speculating that probably the Singapore-Hong Kong travel bubble is going to burst. It's not going to happen. So what happened this morning, which is Monday, today is Monday, May the 3rd, SIA opened below $5. So SIA dropped below $5. Why? Is it because of technical? No, because of the news of the resurgence of COVID-19 back here. And then because of that, what happened? You find that last week, Thursday, the government announced, as far as possible, the people please work from home. Few weeks before that, they say, work 3 times in the office. Now they start to change their mind because of the resurgence in Tampa, saying all these things. They start to tell you, please work, as far as possible, please work from home. What happened? SBS, Transit, Comfort, Delgro, all the stocks start to drop. You see, it's responding to the news. So fundamentals do play a part. You must understand, do play a part. Of course, you technical is basically for our entry, where to place a stop loss, where should we target. But please bear in mind, fundamental can overrule and disrupt technical. Okay, so I hope you guys. And then you may want to, then Thomson Medical. Okay, Thomson Medical, the stock is suddenly, for many years it's been sleeping. Suddenly now become one of the top volume stock. Why? Because Thomson Medical is managing the vaccination center in Singapore. So the stock suddenly come alive because of fundamental. But then you need to look at the chart technical for entry, for a good entry.
Right. So take note of this. Whether you're trading or you're investing, there could be some differences also, right? Because of your holding period and because of such search of sudden news. And sometimes it's like too late to react. It's like over weekend and then Monday opens and so it really depends.
Okay, I'll give you another example. You look at Ethereum and you look at Bitcoin. They are now very contrast. Ethereum has reached record high, but Bitcoin looks like still very soft. Why? Because Bitcoin has been criticized. I think over the weekend, Charlie Munger has criticized this Bitcoin, saying that it's full of rubbish. He's very negative about Bitcoin now. So, yeah.
Seems like he became the market maker that's going to move certain prices of certain markets. So do take note, certain certain volatility, right, of the instruments most likely will be due to this kind of news, more on towards the fundamental or economic aspects of news. So technical aspect will come in very much to, unless you're very short term and short time frame, like what Clarence mentioned, more towards the scalping method, right? If you're putting a little bit more long term, then as long as your margin can support the volatility of news that comes in, so that should be quite alright. Yeah. Okay, so we'll check out for the next questions with Clarence.